A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one, said by George R. Martin. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone's watching. To begin with, my name is Nuraisyah Binti Mohd Hamdan, and as in 2023, I am now 17 years old and I am a student enrolled in SMK Tun Syed Nasir Ismail Johor Bahru, or easily known as SMK TSNI. I am a part of the TSNI student leaderboard for the session 2022 per 2023. My hobbies are drawing and painting. For 2022's Malaysia's Independence Day, the teachers had out a drawing competition for the Form 4 and Form 5 students, and thankfully I had won the first place. I also majored both in art and in pure science, which in physics we learned about waves in water. Thus, I had chosen the book How to Read Water, Clues and Patterns from Puddles to the Sea by Tristan Gooley as my reading material. This book was published in 2016, with this genre being a travel literature. This book started with the author mentioning how he studies the different patterns, the different particles of water in its different forms. Different forms like gas, ice, snow, or even water is just in its own liquid. And apparently, seafarers from the past are not that different in terms of navigating, just like the modern days now. Not only that, I learned ways to find water sources. The presence of animals, insects, and bugs could tell us so much about water. Take Malaysia as an example. Malaysia is a country where humidity is all year long. And by humidity, it means wet. And wet meaning mosquitoes are everywhere because they lay eggs and there are insects. So, have you ever realized, oh, that's actually a way to source of water? These mosquitoes could be at the most places like ponds, lakes, trash can, drainage, and even at the puddles. Even at the edges of puddles, life changes so much where flora and fauna just show up. I'm talking about the thirsty animals who actually come to these puddles, like cats, dogs, and birds. Birds who even showered in these puddles. Now, we may look at puddles just as something quite simple, something, oh, it's just there, but it's actually more than that. Take a colony of rabbits, for example. They walk back and forth on the mud road, and you may see like, oh, these puddles, but then you realize these puddles will grow, and then you will see these footsteps, and you realize, oh, these are actually the path for the rabbits, for the animals that they walk by. And we can look at the part where it's much more easier for us. Look at the road where the truck pass by. Sometimes you see these big puddles, and then you realize, oh, the trucks actually pass by here every single day, to the point that these puddles never dries out. So from there we can resolve as to, oh, what we want to do with these reasons. Now we know these reasons. And I also had felt the thrill of water at night, and have been learning secret codes of a lighthouse. If you ever go on a boat or ship at night, then you will realize sometimes you see these different colors of light. Sometimes it could be red, sometimes it could be blue, sometimes it could be green, and all of these actually have meanings to it, which we never think about. And lighthouse itself is actually very interesting. There's a difference in flashing and blinking lights, and these lights could be flashing far away, and this could be flashing at the same rate. And actually all of these have meanings that we actually never know, and it's all simplified in this book. It's very interesting, it's full with easier narratives, and I find that's very fun. Nevertheless, the author wrote this book with the message that we all appreciate the water and look at the water with the better ways. Look at water the better ways. And I am happy to be recommending this book full of useful knowledge, full of mysteries that have been solved. And I wish all of you go get this book now. So with that, thank you very much for listening to me.